Alrighty, hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my friends. How are you? Who is here? One drunk man, hello. Ryotaro, who was second. Eric, hello. Hello, Eric. Opsmage, Zaniox, Daz Viner, hello. Cloud, Odian, Raz, hello. TX Uletta, hello. Hello. Nuclear Nachos, hello. Leo, my fellow New Yorker, hello. Oh, fellow New Yorker, nice. Please let me know the song name before I sleep. It's late here. It's called The Prelude by Rifty Beats and Game Chops. It's a Game Chops playlist. Are we taking attendance? Present? Anyway, hello everybody. It's good to see you all. Hola, buenas tardes, Captain Mike. ¿Cómo estamos el día de hoy? Hello. Early stream. Yes, indeed. Early stream. 30 bucks. Thank you so much for the prime. Oh, it looks like a couple days ago I actually missed Christine's sub. Well, thank you, Christine, for 14 months. Alright. So, let's get started. So, let's see. Do I have any news for you guys? Well, I'll let you know that yesterday, I had the pleasure to attend a concert. I went to Carnegie Hall here in New York City to attend the Final Fantasy VII Remake Orchestra World Tour concert. It was fantastic. If you don't know about the Final Fantasy music, I mean, you know, Final Fantasy, right? Big series of games from Square and Square Enix, you know, Mr. Nobuo Uematsu composed a lot of the scores for that particular series, and there's other of course there's like a ton of other composers, but yeah, specifically this concert was for the Final Fantasy VII music in orchestral compositions, and it was great. The conductor for the orchestra was Arnie Roth. So Arnie Roth has been conducting different orchestras over the years, but specifically he's pretty popular for conducting the ones related to Final Fantasy music. Dr. West, hey man, when you build your Mr. Suit, what foams do you install? I installed no foams at all. 0 foams. No, we went with nothing when we built it. Nothing underneath, nothing in between. Yeah. Anyway, so really made me realize how much I missed live music. Live music really, I don't know, it really revitalized me. So it was really nice to go see that concert. It was very touching. It was very nice. Reminisced a lot because I did play Final Fantasy VII. Definitely one of my top games for sure. It was really good. It was really good. So yeah, today's playlist has a lot of that today, because Game Chops actually just released a new album on their Spotify and other media platforms, but they just released this new album called Chocobo and Chill, and basically is lo-fi and Final Fantasy, so pretty nice. How are the caps on that unicorn? Pretty good. It's very sweet, very pleasant to type on. Mail K, hello. How are you? I like 7 too, but I wish 9 got as much attention. It was my favorite. I mean, everyone will have biases depending on what they actually got to play when they were young or whenever, right? I got to play 7, 8, a bit of 9, 10, 10-2, I guess, X2. Well, and then later on I played 4, Tactics, Crystal Chronicles, right? And then I tried to play 1 and 2, but it was just a bit tedious, so I didn't at the time. It was like on the Game Boy. Have you played Final Fantasy 14? I have. So actually, I was telling a funny story yesterday to a couple of friends who, so I went there with a few friends, and they're accompanying me to the concert, like 4 other friends, and I was telling them that I played Final Fantasy 14. So I was actually I was actually like, at the time I was like going out on dates and stuff. And one of the people I met played Final Fantasy 14, and I got to play the trial because they were like, oh, I play it, and I was like, oh, okay, I want to try it out. So I played a little bit, and I actually played it for a bit. Played the trial through a little bit for a while, and then well, I mean, actually like that particular day didn't work out. That was aside completely. It's a fun game, but I got busy, and so I didn't want to subscribe to play Final Fantasy 14, like to play a lot, because I tend to get really into games. Like once I get into games a lot, it tends to be like I really just just dive deep, and it's kind of hard for me to get back out. So I chose not to do that right away. Maybe at some point when I have more time, I'll definitely do a deeper dive into all the content beyond the trial. So, but it was fun. Hey, Patty, thank you so much for the 8 months. Early stream indeed, yeah. Daytime stream today. Quite rare for me to catch a lightning stream. Perfect time to go to bed. Oh, my favorite Final Fantasy game was Advent Children. Okay, buddy. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Also, there was a Crisis Core, Dissidia. I also played those. I played the rhythm games, the Theatrhythm. Those games were also fantastic. Really enjoyed them. You got a PCB for your pink corn yet? Yes, I did. I got the J60 from McLovin. All right, so I have a few things to do. So I actually literally just now I got a package. And I'm pretty sure I know what it is. So there's this gigantic package over here, and I think you guys know what this might be. So I'm pretty sure this is something related to streaming, and we're gonna open it together. Hopefully there's no doxing happening here. Final Fantasy Tactics best game? Oh, it's such a good game for sure. I mean, it's definitely a little different from the rest, so. Okay, yeah, alright, cool. Indeed, partner swag. You guys probably saw it already from other streams, but I finally got mine in. It's huge. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I actually don't remember what they have, because I was looking at Mr. Ryan's stream for a brief second, and then I had to tune out for a bit. So let's see. It opens from wait, is it from the other side? It's the other side. Do you own a partner server? Like a Discord partner server? No. My Discord server is only like sub 1,000 people, so it's not very big. Final Fantasy 14 recommended for noobs? It's a very good MMORPG, so I would recommend it. So like, if you know, like have you ever played WoW? Like if you've played any MMORPG, FF14 is pretty MMORPG introducing people to MMORPGs, like, in general, it's like pretty friendly, I would say. Like the system gets complicated later on, but you don't have to worry about it at the beginning, I think. No, so this is a Twitch partner gift box. Ooh, okay. We have Whoa, it's very cold. Came from outside, so it's like, you know, you can tell how cold it is. It's like leaving all these fingerprints. We have a nice water bottle. Really cold in New York today, huh? Yeah, I think in Celsius it's like -5 or -6 today. But here we have our partner, Twitch partner water bottle. It's been rainbow treated. I don't know what exactly the treatment is. We have some socks which kind of look a little interesting here. So we have Twitch. It just says Twitch socks. We have just general Twitch socks. Oh, with the partner logo. Of course, there's one that you want to totally show off to your friends. Say that you're a partner. I don't know, kind of weird. At least it has a cool gradient color. Do they know their size? I'm pretty sure these are just one size fits all. So. And then we have these white ones. Alright. Put the socks on JD. Okay, I'll put these on JD. Like that. The lid for the bottle is weird. The lid for the bottle? Oh. I see. Kind of odd, that's for sure. Sports don't care for water bottle aesthetics? I guess so. I asked because I built my Mr. Suit today without case film. I want to be clacky and less creamy. Oh, I see. So apparently this is a portable battery, I think? Or something like that? It doesn't say, but apparently this is a battery, I think? It uses a USB micro cable. Kind of weird to not use USB-C nowadays, but I think all the cheaper ones use USB micro anyway, so... But, I mean, that's kind of cute, I think. Phone charger. It's not a wireless charger, though. It's not a wireless charger. So. It is what it is. And then we have some pins. Okay, the pins are nice. I have to say these enamel pins, gotta say they look pretty sweet. The Pog. And, like, all these pins that look pretty nice. These pins I actually do like a lot. Rip Pog? Rip Pog indeed. What is this? What's this? What's this? Connect 4? Oh! Oh! Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I guess so. I think it's a Connect 4 setup here. Oh, okay, so it has a separate... Okay, so it has a magnetized piece here that comes right off. And then I'm gonna assume you can set this up like this. Wait, no. Oh, this side. This is very random. This is random for sure. And then you got the chips here. Yeah, I guess so. And then getting these out is a pain in the butt though. Okay, there we go. Alright, well, that's cool. Now I have a Connect 4 game here. Alright. Time to play Connect 4 during meetups. Lame way to get them out if you ask me? Yeah. Would be nice if they gave a lube station instead of this. I mean, they're not all into keyboards, guys. Please. I mean, I'm sure they know about it, but it's not like they're giving this out only to keyboard people. How do we do? Well, I'm not gonna bother with that for now. What is this? Is this a blanket? Well, you know, for something that's free, I guess I can't complain. It is a very massive blanket. It says Twitch partner all over the place, though. Oh, okay, it has the fuzzy side. Alright. Alright, I think JD will enjoy these gifts more than I will for now. I'll use a blanket, though. Well, thank you, Twitch, for sending these. It was apparently like a first come first serve. I didn't know. I just clicked on the email and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a free gift. That's cool. All right. All right, there we go. I know it's for feet, but you know, it's not like JD doesn't. It's not like JD walks on two legs, so of course it doesn't. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fair. That tiger's gonna get all the girls. Yeah, maybe that's why I don't. All right. Got that cheap diner coffee. I mean, not diner. Bodega coffee going. All right, let's get started with the build, eh? Alright, the bag is obviously not related to this. It's just any bag I found randomly around. Wait, do I have a container for this? I should have a container for this. Okay. Why are you doing exclamation build so many times? There's a big blue slime. JD is a cool cat though. Okay, so these are the Black switches, or black or Blaeck, or I don't know how you want to do it. Blaeck? No, black, Blaeck, black. Black, black. So these are our prototype Black switches. So first of all, they don't support LEDs at all. So no LEDs for you if you buy these. They have the AEBoards logo here on the underside. I mean on the under part of on the bottom part of the top housing. These look very smooth housings. I actually do not know what spring they have. Oh, okay. Well, now I know they use a symmetric 2-stage spring. And the inside looks like that. Nothing special, I would say. It just looks pretty smooth though. It looks like very smooth in there. And then here is the stem. Stem comes completely dry, so it does not come with any lube on it. Actually, I don't know. Oh, no! There is a little bit of lube. I see that lube right there. There's a little bit of the lube stock. Right there, you can see there's a teeny bit of oil. But, yeah. There's your... So apparently these are normal linears, oh my god, and not long pole. I'm gonna double check that though just now. How much are they gonna be? I'm not sure about the pricing just yet. I'm gonna assume if they are going to be priced, they're going to be priced the same as the red switches or the navies. Probably the same price as those. Okay, so this is indeed a full non-long pole linear. As you can see, they have full travel, all 4 millimeters of it. A very prominent return. Based on the weight, actually, these do seem to be the 63.5 gram symmetric springs from Texie, probably. Or, you know, one of those. But they definitely are not the usual 78 gram springs that you would find like in H1s or in MX Black switches. So do expect to see lighter springs on these, from what I can see. So from what I can tell, at least, just at a quick glance, this feels like the 63.5 springs from like the symmetric springs that we get from those kinds of switches. Alright, so here we have our PCB plate, that stuff, hardware. Take it aside, and then here we have our Staebies. Today we have a pair of Staebies in black, all black. So I believe this is gonna be a mix of, let me see what it was. Staebies, hold up. These Staebies are black nylon housings with black palm stems. So that's what we have today. People actually use over 70 gram springs? Oh yeah, I do know people who do, so. I mean, I'm actually currently lubing some H1s and they're gonna be using the 78 gram springs in there, so. Okay. So today, we have a very unique build. We have a black on black 165, a special release from Keycult. I believe there's maybe like 10 or so of these. What? What was that? screen went out for a second. Are we good? Okay, I think we're good. All right, we're back. I think I might have unplugged it with the vibration by accident. All right, so oh, okay, still wrapped. Alright, there it is. Whoop, come on, focus. Our 165 revision 1. With a black mid piece. Nice matte finish on the mid piece. Can we look at finish quality? I mean, finish quality is pretty good. Like, there is the USB port and the Keycult logo. And then Keycult 165 revision 1. Yeah, no, very nice finish for sure. I wish the Keycult number 2 came in a 60 instead of a 65. I dropped pages on that, not gonna lie. I mean, well, everyone would say that, right? Because, well, it makes sense too. But at the same time, they don't plan on doing any HHKBs because that's too close to the original inspiration of what the board is. And, well, on principle, basically, Mr. Right on the Bay, who is the designer of the Keycult boards, right? Zach, he doesn't want to do a 260 in HKB format, but I mean, maybe he will do you know, some in a different layout or something like Winkeyless or maybe Winkey. So we have a nice black aluminum plate to fit. There's quite a lot of sets that we can put on this, yes. Anyway, oh, JBose84, thank you so much for the 2 months. 2 months already. Hope you're doing well, Senor Diego. I'm doing well, my friend. It's been busy though, admittedly. I've just been really busy with a lot of stuff. Who designed Keycult number 1? Thought it was Pon or someone else? No. It was all the Keycult designs have been done by Mr. Right on the Bay, who is Zach. George manages a lot of the logistics, a lot of the back-end stuff, so he's kind of like the hero in the back, and he does, like, you know, he does a lot of things actually. I mean, they pretty much do like 50-50 of the work, although, yeah, I mean, both of them are now very busy because they both have children, so they're, you know, busy people. Busy fathers. Alright, here we have our very, very pretty PCB from Welva. Alright, so let's actually place this over here. And let's test the PCB as we usually do. GMK Black Zhuyin today. Oh yeah, we could do something like that. I mean, if you have channel points, you can redeem it now or anytime really, but yeah, we can do whatever. Nope, not the right PCB. Alright, here we have it. Let's see if I have a layout saved already. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, great. So today we're actually gonna do 6.25 view, step caps lock, and regular backspace. And let's test it. How do you like to put on keycaps? Dark on dark or light on dark? I like to put keycaps. Both ways are fine actually. I don't mind either way. Sometimes I'm feeling like a murdered out look. Sometimes I'm feeling like otherwise. Yeah, it just depends on my mood. I mean, I also change keycaps every so often, so it's not like it's not like I stick to one specific way. Yeah. Are Blaeck's housing materials disclosed? I am actually not sure what the housing is made out of now, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna be similar to like the Reds, but simply you have a normal length of a stem. That said, I'm not sure. Maybe they changed it. I currently don't have that information though. So, yeah. And yes, we will be building these stock, so that we can hear what they sound like in the stock build. We will lube the Staebies slightly, just so that we don't have rattle. But other than that, yeah, like the switches themselves are going to be stock today. GMK Stealth would be great if it actually hit estimated delivery. GMK Stealth is nice for sure. Although I did not get GMK Stealth actually. Alright, there we go. Anyone went for EM8? Not me. It was very expensive and a layout that I'm not sure I would use myself. I won the Alex Odo stream giveaway for the Paragon, the Pappy Penguin says. Thank God, because that thing sold out in a minute or on Valor Supply. Wow, congrats, Pappy Penguin. That's freaking amazing, actually. Wow, that's like amazing luck. To win a giveaway like that is pretty pog. Background sounds like Final Fantasy VIII and my childhood. Yes, it is indeed Final Fantasy music. So it's not familiar just because. It is actually familiar because it is Final Fantasy remixes from Game Chops right now. Oop. So in the packaging here, we have two wires here. We have one in 7U and one in 6.25. I'm gonna be using the 625 here today. And here on one side we have the 4 wires for the other parts and the little stems and everything. I'm just gonna actually like dump them out here. Yo, Mr. Putzy, thank you so much for the 19 months. I appreciate it, buddy. Alright, so full backspace, enter and left shift. Alright. And then, oh, we have an extra wire maybe? Okay. I don't need a couple of these. Let's see, we need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so we can skip on a couple of these. Alright. Here's the info on the Staebies, nylon housing, palm stems. Oh, I guess these are the same as the round ones, but these are, yeah, these are black ones. Early stream? Yeah. How you doing, CBB? Good to see you. Did you get yourself GMK Redacted? I did not. I already have a GMK Minimal, and so I did not feel like getting GMK Redacted. I just have a lot of like black on white sets, so I also have like Kuroshiro and PBT, so yeah, I was like, okay, I think I'm good. Do you know the spring weight on the Black? So based on a quick, like based on like how it feels right now, it seems to me like these are like 63 or 65. Yeah. So yeah. I think these are 63 or 65, something like that. Do you recommend putting 3M brand adhesive clear protector on PVD coated polished back like the Mr. Suit? I'm personally a little against putting adhesives on things just because the adhesive it can possibly remain. Even if it's like the nice quality 3M stuff, leave it long enough and it might leave a residue. I feel like that about all kinds of adhesives, like not just like a specific type of tape or whatever. So I would personally say like probably not. I would probably just leave it and embrace whatever happens to the embrace the scratches in this sense. Like, you know, the best you can do is taking care of it, but I feel like it's like a bit inevitable. Like, it's not meant to be intact forever, you know? So personally, I would say I wouldn't do it. But if you really wanted to, then right, like you certainly can. For those who have not seen Staebies, here have the AE logo over here. Excuse my really ugly fingers. And they have these little rails that keep the stem in place on the inside. And it's like a slightly rounded design. And I'll be basically applying some lube into the inner walls here, and then onto the stem, and then a little bit on the wire. At least your nails are trimmed. Yeah. I hate having longer nails. It's so inconvenient in general. Like, I hate the feeling of my nails touching things, because it's like not the sound but just the feeling. It's like uncomfortable. Also makes me feel like I'm very like I lack this like dexterity to handle stuff when I have untrimmed nails. Smav, hello. Long time no see. In fact, probably my fault that I don't see you often, because I stream at a time that is rather inconvenient for you. I'm glad you were able to catch today. Mr. Theremin Goat. Oh, Mr. Theremin Goat, you probably have all the information about every switch that I know. Can you provide some information on these Black switches if you would like to? Or if you don't, then maybe you don't have the information yet. But I feel like you would. I don't even know what they are? Oh, I got something before Theremin? Holy shit. In 7K words or less. Yeah. We don't need dissertations in here, okay? I already have enough on top of my own plate, so I don't need to know about your PhD. Okay, I'll go to your thesis, okay? I'll go check out the talk. But I no dissertation copies for me, okay? Anyway, I'm just joking. PhD things. But what they are is normal linear, so not long pole, unlike the reds, is what I found out. They use a 2-stage symmetric spring from, I'm assuming, Texi. The springs feel pretty much the same as the Kinetic Labs ones, which are like the symmetric ones, like the 63.5 gram. I think that's what it is. That's what it is. I actually have a harder time being able to tell the bottom out weight on these, because unlike the longer ones, because of the return being so prominent. So I have a harder time like figuring out what the bottom out is. Sometimes they feel heavier than they really are. And so of his black top housings from original protos. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Yeah, so these are linear, you know, normal length for the bottom out experience. And I think they're the same material as the reds, to be honest, but I'm not sure. I mean, surely he's not using the same material as the snags, because those had, you know, those are using rather brittle materials for them. So I'm sure they would be a little averse to using that again, considering the feedback. Are these new AEBoards linear prototypes? Yes, they are. So as I said. Hey Diego, what 75% boards out there would you recommend? I think mid-range boards that are available right now. To be honest, KVD75. KVD75 V2 or V3, very good boards, to be honest. Very nice, accessible, you know, affordable. So yeah. But yeah, look, here it is. Look at this bad boy just staying on there. It does have a little bit of application of oil from what I can see. Damn it. Sorry. Hopefully this is a good enough look. But yeah, it does have some oil there, you can see. And yeah, there's the inside. Maybe Mr. Theremin can probably deduct some things from like where the injection site, like the ejection sites are. But yeah, so that's the bottom housing for you. Where's my top housing? Top housing's right here. Oh, Kinzupi. Oh, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. Hello, 6 months. Thank you. There is the top piece. Anyway, does that help? That's all I got for now. Just gotta leave this unassembled. Just one switch. Leave it on the side. It does? Nice. Okay, that's good. Well, I mean, hopefully you'll get your info firsthand at some point. I hope so. I'll definitely have to go find some for my collection, but I appreciate the knowledge. No problem. The PLA 75 from R&D KVD is also quite nice and affordable. Is that made out of PLA? So like, is that like 3D printed case? In a top mount keyboard, what's the difference between brass and alloy in typing feel? Oh, that's very simple to answer. On the top mount, or actually any mount, brass in general is more denser, yeah, probably denser than aluminum. So as far as bottom out typing, like, you know, when you bottom out on the switch, brass, because of the density, will provide like a stiffer sort of feeling when you like strike the bottom. And in general, like, you know, in top mount you have the plate attached to the top piece, right, with screws, you know, normally. And so that just means, like, with a less dense material, it's more likely for that material to be a little bit more flexible, like when you press down hard enough. So basically it just has more give, and you'll have a slightly softer typing experience for softer materials. That's pretty much the gist of it. So you can imagine, if you, instead of asking the question, how does brass compare to polycarb, you can just say, what is the density of polycarb versus versus the density of brass, or something like that, and you can deduce something like, oh well, okay, so polycarb is a plastic, it's lighter, less dense, so therefore I can expect something softer, something more flexible, you know, etc. And in general, that kind of applies to a lot of the different materials. I think carbon fiber might be the only exception because carbon fiber can come in various a varying degree of density, in the sense that like it depends on how they weave the material. So yeah. Holy crap, that's a huge tub of lube. I mean, you know, when you do this long enough, you realize that you just need a lot of it, and I just bought in bulk, and so yeah. And if you think about it, when vendors are selling lube, like, you know, they also sell quite a lot, so they also do the same. They also buy in bulk and, you know, sell. So sometimes they have to repackage it in smaller containers, which is a lot of work. What is your PhD in? I'm currently doing a PhD in biomedical engineering. Carbon feels the same no matter the weave, pretty similar to FR4. I'm sure it's... The thing about it is that for something like a plate, where you're only talking about a sheet that's what, 1.5 millimeters thick with a bunch of holes basically in it, right? That's basically what a plate is. It's a sheet of material with a bunch of holes, right? And cuts here and there, right? It's not like the differences are not going to be as prominent when you're talking about like a thin sheet of material. So like within the same material, and like the variability that you get from that. God save you, buy stuff scares me. I still truly believe reactors and chemicals are sentient, but actually dealing with sentient stuff is scary. I mean, I do agree that it is a scary thought. That I don't disagree with at all. That said, I mean, I was in medicine at some point, so that's even scarier, because you're dealing with people. Biomedical engineering, like MRI stuff? I mean, biomedical engineering can range a very, very large amount of things. Like people can do cellular engineering, genetic engineering, people can do materials, people can do imaging. So in my case, yeah, I do a lot of imaging related stuff. And then there's other people who do, like, you know, there's like so much. There's like molecular, right? Like people who do like molecular diagnostics, lab on a chip, like, you know, like those, like you've probably heard of, like, oh, you know, you can diagnose HIV or something through like a cell phone app because you insert this chip in it, and like it, you know, like reads out all the whatever input it gets, and then, you know, you can like amplify genetic material in the chip, and they'll, you know, it'll tell you like if you have like a certain disease or whatever. That's all part of like biomedical engineering as well. That's all in like the microelectrical and mechanical systems and MEM systems. Engineers? Okay, Pudsey. I see. Humanities majors. Pfft, just kidding. I mean, I don't mind humanities. I mean, I was going to major in humanities related stuff, so initially I thought I was going to major in philosophy. And then I mean, at the same time as I was thinking about science, but I was thinking about doing like a philosophy in science kind of thing, but I didn't. So yeah, switched over to I majored in physics instead. Do you practice meditation? Not in a very conscientious way, no. Why do you ask that? Like, that's kind of random. Do I seem like I meditate? Like, do I look like I meditate, or do I look like someone who desperately needs meditation? Is it like the you have problems, get some help? kind of thing. You look like okay. You do seem like someone that meditates. Yeah, no, I think you might be confusing me a little bit here. I am a very anxious person with a lot of problems. Just as imperfect as everybody else can be. Very vulnerable. Can't be anxious with all that hair. I mean, that's just genetics, I guess. That said, I think eventually I'll probably bald, like when I'm old. I think my dad definitely has lost a lot of hair as he has aged. So I'm expecting that'll happen to me too eventually. Diego is a monk, confirmed. Majors. Wait, hold on. I wanna read this message because it's kind of interesting to me. Where is it? Why is it not showing up? Majors are terrifying. I cannot decide what I want to do. I'm already 2 years in. Well, that was me too, actually, when I went into school. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. The reason I ended up majoring in physics was because I met a professor who I really enjoyed taking classes with, and he was a professor in physics, and I'm very grateful for him, for his mentorship and all that. But specifically, yeah, like, overall in undergrad, like, it does matter a little bit, like, where you go into, because, like, you know, it depends, like, you know, if you apply for a job, they might ask you, like, if you have exposure to certain things, but it's not. People go into all kinds of fields from any kind of major. There's econ majors and whatnot, you know, who go into medicine or something like that. There's people who go back into science. There's people who are lawyers who go into art, or the opposite way around. Like, you know, your career can change at any point. And I would say, as Mason said, it is about exposing you to a variety of topics. And then once you get excited about something, you can explore those topics more deeply. Some people decide that, you know, school's no longer for them, and they would rather explore certain topics in the industry as it exists in society. And people who remain in academia do so because they might be, some people are unsure what to do and they go into academia. Some people are because they, you know, it extends the amount of time you get to think about that. And for some people, they are actually passionate about a certain topic and they want to explore that even further, so they go into their masters or their PhDs or whatever it is. So that's probably, that's like a bit of insight into like what to study. It's like, yeah, you should just do what you feel like doing, you know. Don't be too scared that like it's gonna ruin your career or your future just because you majored in X or Y. Like, it will certainly make, like, you know, of course, like, let's say you started in history, like, let's say you went to gender and ethnic studies, or, you know, whatever, like, and then you decide that you want to be a programmer. You can become a programmer. You do need to learn certain skills. It might be a little bit of a steeper learning curve, but there's been so many people who have done it, and that's about it. It's like, it's just effort. You just have to put in the effort to get to the place you want to, but your major doesn't determine that at all. PhD biggest scam? The PhD is not even a scam. The PhD is, it's pretty well worn. I think people should know what they go into when they go into a PhD. I think there's enough stories, enough warnings that tell you that, you know, if you're going into a PhD, you should know what you're expecting. Like, people who expect getting a job right out of their PhD are kind of delusional. People who expect that they'll acquire a relevant life, you know, career-making skill set from their PhD are also delusional. People who expect that it'll be an easy ride to coast along, like they maybe maybe they're smart people and maybe they coasted in undergrad and they're thinking that the PhD is going to be like that. They're also delusional. The PhD should the PhD teaches you how to think and how to ask and answer questions. That's it. It teaches you how to do criticism in an organized fashion. And the suffering that comes with it is what makes you meritable in the eyes of people who might hire you. It's like, well, you learned the hard way how to think. But it truly is not. Growing up, we're told get good grades, get a degree, and you'll get a job when you graduate, and life will be good. I mean, it's simply no longer applicable to the current day and age. That's the reality of it, I think. It's more so that, yes, I mean, granted, when I was in medical school at one point, and when I was in medical school, I met quite a few doctors, older doctors, right? Older professors or doctors or whoever, who were like, yeah, back when I applied to medical school, literally what they did was go to medical school, knock on the door and say like, hey, I want to apply to medical school. And they got a piece of paper, signed a piece of paper, maybe take a test, didn't even have to for some people, and they would get into medical school. That's it. Simple. It was a professional school, so you sign up for the profession. It's like you're signing up for like a guild or like in some kind of affiliation, like a club. Back in at some point. I mean, but even then, 20 years ago, you still have to take an exam and pass and all that kind of stuff, right? But what I'm saying is like that advice, is like the whole like get good grades, go to a good school, get a good degree, and you'll have your life figured out is definitely a complete lie, because you do have to put quite a bit of effort into it. Like it's more than just doing it. It has to be more of a conscious effort into something that you want to do. But the reality is, at one point in history, for certain generations, it was much easier. It's called the inflation of education. Yeah. And luck. I mean, yeah, of course, luck is always involved. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm not rich because I'm unlucky." Well, yeah, you're not rich because you're unlucky indeed. It's like, yeah, if we were all lucky, we would all win the lottery, or we would all, for every $100 you put in, or for every dollar you put in, you get 100, if we were lucky. But that's not the case, so. Just remember, you can always change jobs, yeah. Yeah, that's super important to know. It's like, you can always change who you are anytime. Any of you Americans should just run for politics? Yeah, I don't know. Would you rather be 30 and doing what you're doing, or 30 with a JD? I would be 30 with a JD pretty soon. But I will not be 30 and with a Juris Doctor degree. I'll be 30 with a JD Tiger soon. Soon enough. I mean, hey, look, I met people who are non-traditional students in like medical school, and yeah, they go in and they're like much older than everybody else, and that's fine. People change their careers a lot. Lube, my PhD program has gotten an academic job in the past 6 years, and they may do in transition to a different career, and this is at R1. Yeah. You guys, for those people in academia, you guys have heard of the leaky pipeline, right? The leaky pipeline is basically just an analogy of how many people fall out in the process of training academics, and because it's bottlenecked like crazy. Yeah, like if you want to go into academia, for example, like positions open up as people retire and as universities open those jobs, and they simply do not open at the rate that people graduate with doctoral degrees. So Not everybody who wants to make it there can make it. Period. It's a very small number relative to the people who might want to. So it'll be competitive, and it does require quite a bit of luck, and sometimes it just requires connections and whatnot. So yeah, it's just how it goes. But that applies to a lot of careers too, though. Basically, if you want a good job in academia, you have to wait for someone to die. Well, yeah, in a way, yes. The amount of petty office politics you see in academia is just too much for me to handle. Same. So that's why I see myself going into industry more so than I see myself in academia. That's more, yeah. That's specifically because I don't like the bureaucratics of it. It's a very different story. Like whether I'm passionate for academics or not is a different thing. Like I like it, but yeah, I don't want to deal with. I don't need to deal with people whose motivations are far away from that. I meant to be like, you know, relatively negative. Ain't nobody got time for that, you know? You only live life once. Like fellow philosopher Drake said. YOLO. Just kidding. You should join any private healthcare. I mean, yeah, I think I'll see what I end up in. I mean, that's something that's a little further into the future that I don't need to worry about currently. But I mean, yeah, it's something that I would probably look into at some point. That said, I personally believe that if you have enough conviction, you can make it anywhere. I do believe in like the concept of the premise of the American dream certainly exists. Like if you put in enough effort, you will make it to places, and it's just more so that you need to make people aware that you're putting in that effort. People put you in places because they see that you're putting in that effort, not because they're not quantifying you as far as how much effort you're putting in. They need to see what you're putting in, like how much of like the spirit you're putting into things, and when they start admiring that, you know, things kind of line up for you and that kind of stuff. That's the power of connections, right? Merit-based, at least. You can come to Asia for easy jobs with your degree. I have to say, moving to Asia is something that I've definitely contemplated before, especially because I do have a lot of friends who have gone to Asia after they graduated and stuff. Definitely have talked to a few of them about what life is like, and yeah, definitely have contemplated it. Proto Blaecks, Black, yeah, Black. And I don't even know how to say it, so. Come Malaysia, easy, yo. Go to Malaysia and Singapore, affiliate myself with TGR Keyboards, easy collab, and Singa KBD. Make keyboards for healthcare industry. Easy clap. Got a new medical cart for your new, I don't know, for your new surgical room system. Gotta put a nice TGR keyboard on it. Unicomp already does that? I mean, I know. I've seen a lot of the OEM stuff on like POS systems like that. For those who don't know what POS means, it means point of service. These use tiny hex screws. STEM academics, however, are treated very well. I thought it meant piece of shit. I mean, it can, yes. Blaecks? TGRJD? Yo. Oh, actually, one drunk man. I was talking about, because, you know how we built this unicorn the other day, right? And I was like, oh, you know, like, I don't think I would want a commission necessarily, like, for myself. I was like, I would rather just have a custom backplate, right? Like, for the unicorn. Because it's, like, really the backplate that has the differences, right? And I was like, yeah, because I really like the purple one already. So I was like, oh, I would just get a custom backplate with like a JD engraving on it or something. If I could. That would be fun, right? Hydrate? Sure. I do have some water here. But I mean, hey, knowing that I can always go anywhere, it's fine. But I mean, I think that's the important thing. It's like being aware that you can make it to other places if you really put your mind to it. Some people are just too scared of the change, though. Specifically, like scared of moving abroad, scared of changing their closest like circles, like, you know, friendships or whatever. So that certainly is like the bigger obstacle to overcome for a lot of people. It's like destroying whatever your familiarity is with things can be scary. God Keebs. What an audacious name. What's up, buddy? I'm gonna use just one of those regular. I heard that these little O-ring thingies from these were not too good. Where the heck are they? Smoothness, hello. Thank you so much for the 2 months Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate so much. New York has scholarships for people over 65. That's interesting. I actually did not know that, Mr. Pudsey. But then again, hey, the sky's the limit, you know? What's the story behind the name Lightning XI? Oh, I do have a story for that. Well, I mean, I've told it before, but basically I used to do track and field. And when I was young, I broke the 11-second mark for a 100-meter dash. And my coach used to call me, like, Lightning in Spanish. Do you forget the washer just now? No, I only use it for the backspace. The other ones don't really need it. Damn you, fast. I mean, I was fast. Not anymore. Now I'm a slow, fat. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that fat. I'm like average. I'm very average. Where the heck did I put the... Oh, here it is. Relámpago teclado. Something like that. Super Tactile, thank you so much for continuing the gift sub that you got from Mason. Thank you. I don't know what the conversation is now. I lost some people's conversation tracks here. Want to check with you how common are beef tongue tacos in Mexico? I would say they're like, they're not super common because, like, it is common, but not like super common. The reason is because, well, I mean, a cow has only one tongue, you know? There's so many cows in a specific area. So it's a rare cut, so to speak. It's a more expensive cut of meat. So yeah, I think I would say it's like a 50-50. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. Expensive? Oh, you should try it. You would know why it's expensive if you try it. It's so delicious. I mean, well, tacos though, they'll I mean, the price of the taco will be the same. I'm talking about it like as like, you know, in like bulk, like for the people who actually buy it to sell, like, you know, to make tacos with or whatever, like the butchers and stuff. I made some myself. I haven't been to Mexico, so oh, I see. Well, hey, Mexico is a beautiful country to visit, in my opinion. Lil Lightning is like a SoundCloud rapper's name. True. Yo, the shadows, hello. I bought like 3 whole ox tongues and made tacos. Ooh. Yummy. Yo. Oxtail also super good. I love oxtail. What's your nationality? Technically Mexican. And well, I'm also naturalized American, so now American also. Ethnically I'm Korean though. But yeah, no, legally speaking I'm technically Mexican first, and then American. I haven't tried the real deal. I mean, you'll get to. I think you'll get to at some point. It's really good though. I highly recommend to anybody who hasn't tried lengua before. I kind of feel like soldering a couple of these switches to make sure the switch is parallel. It's like, I think the PCB is slightly bowed, but it straightens out once you solder some switches in. Damn, these Mexicans really stealing our nationalities, brother. Yeah, SMH. SMH, these frijoleros. The will the PCBs warp a little? Yeah, they do a little bit. But I mean, they straighten out once you solder, so it's like, honestly, it's not a concern. But yeah, once you put enough switches, it basically straightens itself out. They took our jobs. Oh my god. I feel like one day we'll be joking about this, and then there'll be some random person who does come in with the opinion that their career is being ruined, that their kids' future. I don't know, man. Looking for group. Looking for group. Hello, Yuffie. What's up, buddy? How you doing, dude? Yo, Obsidian. 22 months, dude. Thank you so much. 2 years almost. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. I appreciate you, though. Thank you. Sorry I don't have, like, cool raps like Tiny does. That's fine. Maybe I'll put a little lube on the left side here. It's been almost 2 years since I got bullied into subbing. What do you mean bullying? Who was bullying you? Certainly not me. Must have been somebody else. It was I, Dio. Just kidding. I blame Paris. Oh, okay, that's fair. You can blame Paris anytime. How are you liking Staebies? Does it make a huge difference? I wouldn't say it's a huge difference. I would say it's a okay difference, as in like it's convenient to have to lube a little less. Saves you a little bit of lube. All in all, you still should be lubing your stabilizers to reduce the rattle. I just realized Diego has only done stabs after all this time. I mean, I've been talking a lot too today, so. And also we spent like the first like 40 minutes like unboxing that stuff or whatever. I'm not sure if that's rattle. I don't think that's rattle. I think that's just the switch being loose because it's not soldered in. But we'll put some extra lube in. See how we do. Too used to 2x VODs? Oh, I feel like even on 2x speed I'm pretty slow, don't you feel? Kind of loose. Change it up. Okay. Okay, I think I just need to solder these in, to be honest. I think these are fine. It's more so, and then I said I was gonna do a little bit of lube on this side. Just a teeny bit, that should be good. And a little bit on this side too. Just a teeny bit. That's good. Literally like the size of a speck of little ball of dust. Okay. If you're gonna stream stab tuning, the conversation better be this good. I guess it is at least good. Well, I mean, I do stab tuning on stream because I just don't have the time to do it beforehand. I just haven't built the habit to do it beforehand either, so kind of doesn't help. I could do that starting from now, but I don't know if you guys want that, or I don't know if people really care that much. I'm here for stab tuning and Poner. Oh yeah, there's Poner. Didn't realize he was here right now. Please show me some special tab tunes on $2 stamps. I'm sorry, buddy. I wouldn't compose a song for $2. What's the difference between 165 and 265? 1. Just kidding. The difference is that they're completely different designs. The number 2 series and the number 1 series are just very different. So you should look them up, like pictures and stuff, or like a build log or something like that, and you'll realize right away what's different about them. But I mean, it's mainly gonna be like the way the bottom piece and like pretty much just everything about it. Like bottom piece, mid piece attaches, right? Do the same, more fun on stream, because you can zone out for the first 30 minutes of stream and talk with chat. I mean, yeah, I do it for fun, so. So what do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think? Like, do you guys think these stock switches are gonna suck? Or do you guys think these are gonna be okay? Because I'm a little scared. I always get scared using stock switches now. There was a time back in the day, back in 2017, when I first started, I did a lot of stock builds because I wanted to get a sense for what stock would be like. But I've built also a fair number of stock switch builds too. But man, some stock switches just suck. Like old Gateron switches stock are freaking terrible. They're so like, ugh. Bottom out is so ugh. And like, you know, MX blue stock, ooh. MX brown stock can be pretty bad too. My first build was stock Gat greens. Oh damn, Gat greens, dude. Oh my god. I mean, like, Cherry MX greens at least were slightly better than blues in my opinion, but oh boy. I think these are just gonna be very loud, like very like high pitched, kind of like that sound of this particular housing. It's gonna be very prominent, I feel, just based on what I've kind of seen from these switches, these like Texas switches, is like that they're pretty loud. Just in general, the housing is like very high pitched, loud kind. Gat greens had okay leaves though, at least compared to Gat browns. Okay, true. For stock experience, yeah, Gat browns, MX browns, pretty bad, super bad. The ones with the click jacket definitely had better leaves. Gotta put DCS on this. Do I even have? I don't have anything that would match like black, to be honest. But I mean, I could if you want it. For the loudest keyboard for 10,000 bucks. Look, dude, I don't even do clickbait titles on YouTube because I don't even know how to edit videos for YouTube. One day, there's this one time I tried to adjust volume on a video, and I rendered it, right? It was on like DaVinci, right? Resolve. I like adjusted the audio slightly and like I re-rendered it, right? Man, the quality is so bad after the render. I was like, I don't know what I did wrong. All I did was change the levels. So I will never have edited again. I was like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? All I did was import or like open, change levels, export. Literally all I did. It's like, why does video production have to be so complicated? So I stopped there. So So you will never see hyperlapse stream videos and perfectly edited cuts and clickbait titles with, "Oh my god, can you believe what this keyboard streamer did for $10,000?" I mean, like, I don't know. You'll never see that because I don't know how to edit a video, and if anything, I'll have to hire somebody to do it. So yeah. Actually, not sure if this is the 1.25. Okay, I think it is. Right. You would not believe that this pet tiger did what the soldering iron. Yeah. Can you build this with a Yee mod? Oh boy. It doesn't even fit. Unfortunately, the gaskets are already on the board, so I can't do the Yee mod. No Yee mod today. The gaskets are already on. What is a Yee mod? Oh boy. Can somebody explain? People Pog needs to be present in every thumbnail. I don't disagree with that one, actually. People Pog is such a great emote. You know which emote is also great? People Jorts and Blobs Sheesh. Blob Sheesh is also an emote that could be on every single thumbnail. Blob Sheesh. I joined and all I hear is, "It doesn't even fit." Thought I joined the wrong type of stream for a minute. Are you sure about that? You might be in the right stream. Right at home, buddy. Especially when you manage a store named Keys. It's a forbidden word. Unless I talk about Topri. Favorite custom cable maker? I mean, I really like what Space Cables has been doing for a long time. But I also like Zap Cables. I've used Cruise Control. I've used back in the day, like Mech Cables. Mech Cables would also be good. I think they're still doing some work. Who else do I've used Cup Cables before. They're doing better now. They used to have some fulfillment issues initially because they're just handling too much work for them that they could handle. Yeah, a lot of cable makers though. Chris Cables, I have yeah, I have bad stories with Chris Cables. So no, not Chris Cables. Not Summit Cables. Not Rose Cables. Avoid those, I think. Yeah. Unfortunate. Oh. Is Rose Cable still around? I mean, based on their pattern, I assume they're around with a different name. Oh, Lotus Pro, that's right. I don't even know how many names they have. And they apparently are they have like 35. 97 is gonna come for us all. That sounds nasty, buddy. I want to keep my Twitch blanket safe, okay? JD gets a clean blanket. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your concern. People use fans while soldering? Well, I do. Other people do too, but not everybody does. I mean, I do because I solder a lot, and sometimes I'm not sure how well ventilated my room can be when I do like have everything open and stuff. Like, it is ventilated, but still not. I'm gonna assume it's still indoors, so not sufficient. So I'm always wary, and I do solder like a decent bit. So best to be safe. I never used to and would always get a mild headache after soldering. Well, that's not good. So, I mean, just so you know, guys, like, lead poisoning is not a short-term problem. It's a long-term problem. And it can be pretty bad. I mean, it won't affect you in any way in the short term, though. Like, you might have mild symptoms because, you know, it just happens to be, like, pretty noxious, but I mean, yeah, I mean, the bigger stuff is gonna be all long-term. So, best to keep safe. Diego has excellent ventilation from his Park Avenue penthouse. Don't let him fool you. Park Ave? Dude, Park Ave is so far from here. Park Ave takes me like 35 minutes to get to. Because I have to go all the way down to like Times Square and then transfer over, or like Columbus Circle and then like transfer over. It's such a way around to get to Park Ave. I mean, have I told you? I think I've said this before, but like a fun fact about lead poisoning is that lead is. Did you know that like lead in like, you know, in paint and stuff? Like, people, you know how people talk about like lead in paint, like for children and stuff, for like old buildings. So lead actually, like the like what people will report is that kids will normally eat paint off the walls for these patients because it tastes sweet. And so when they diagnose it, sometimes they will do it by, I mean, there's a specific test for it, but they will also say like, oh yeah, like the kid was eating paint from the walls, and like they had a sweet breath, like bubble gum. Very bad, very, very bad. I mean, especially for children, it gives them developmental problems and stuff. So, but yeah, if you have children and you're soldering and that kind of stuff, you know, definitely something to be mindful of, is that they might be actually, like, you know, unknowingly, it's something that could be enticing to them or something like that, and it's just bad for them. I tell clients not to let their kids chew on their windowsills of homes pre-1978. Yeah, no, it's important stuff, but it's very common. Because there is a lot of lead containing old buildings. I heard about this from my painter friends. Oh, I see. I've seen people snort it. I mean, again, same story, right? It's the idea that but yeah, lead pretty bad. I mean, there's always worse things, but definitely one of the bad things. Isn't lead poisoning visible in nails? I think signs like that are gonna be more specific to, like, it's gonna be more of a person to person sort of thing. Like, yes, but I would say like a, you know, like, yes, in terms of like if you do a physical exam, you might find that, but there are specific tests that are probably more reliable for it than, like, you know, looking at people's nails. Just because also for nail, like, So for nail visualization, like skin tone will also matter because of contrast. So like sometimes with certain skin tones, it's harder to tell certain color differences and such on nail beds. And there's also like just people having variations, like because like, you know, some people's like nail beds look different because they have colder hands, and when their hands are colder, the blood vessels like will constrict. But anyway, random medical facts and random like fun facts about lead. Wait, fishermen go around chewing on lead weights? They're fine, right? I mean, I'm sure chewing on anything metallic like this is not a good idea. Of course. It's like saying, is it good to be in C and, like, you know, having vitamin C deficiency, which is essentially scurvy, right? It's like, well, no. Random medical facts can be super interesting. That's for sure. Don't think you should have a habit of putting random metal things in your mouth. I mean, yeah. Like why though? You know? We are made of many different elements, you know? Atomic elements in the universe, but not many metals. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why there is only one iron atom with a very specific charge in your blood cells, and only one for every heme molecule that you see. Some weird shit, man. It's like people are like, yeah, I'll become like a mutant or some shit. Like, no. You'll become a mutant, which means you're just gonna be sick and then, you know, suffer the consequences. I'll get pica and I'll like it. You can't stop me. Goodness gracious. That's nasty. You teach your kids don't put metal things in your mouth unless it looks like a tiny shovel of pitchfork, then it's okay. Oh goodness. I dated a girl with pica shit was wild. I mean, I don't know, man. I wouldn't even call it dating, because if I found out that was a thing, that's a flag. Like, hello? I'll be like, I'm worried for you, but also, no. Like, not for me. Pica here in BR, Brazil, I imagine, means other things. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Alright, let's test this PCB out now. This is like when George had to explain to someone they shouldn't make a habit of licking the brass wrist rest because there's a small amount of lead in brass. Excuse me? Tell someone to not lick their brass wrist rest. First of all, licking the brass is one thing, but licking your wrist rest? You place your grubby, dirty ass wrist on the rest and you're licking it? Oh my god. It's like, you know how people wash their hands? Have you ever seen, like, look at 10 people wash their hands. 8 out of 10 are not doing it right. No, 9 out of 10 are not doing it right. 9 out of 10 also don't wash their wrists. So those wrists are going on that fucking wrist rest. Ugh. Goodness gracious. Alright. PCB works. Alright, y'all. I know I'll always encourage you to look at sponsors, but exclamation sponsors, and you can see all the sponsors of the channel. I just advise you to go check them out and support them if you would like. If you're NA based, there's quite a few sponsors that are applicable to you, but there's some other affiliates and other vendors who are in other regions as well, such as Salvin and EU. And among the affiliates, there's also Keyspresso, that they're in Canada. Copper more fun than stainless though? I like stainless a lot, personally. But copper is fun, for sure. I mean, you get to send it to me, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's been doing that cool galactic looking finish lately. It looks so good. Perfect time to use Meowgo Crunch, but allows Discord only. Oh, I forgot to put that one. I guess maybe I should upload that over here. One drunk man. Can you remind me? Actually, if I don't, I mean, you can feel free to remind me, is what I should say. Space Raider saved me from buying a commission. Nice. Alright, y'all. So there it is. Let's take this apart further. Wait. This one's too small. Zinc, plate, and weight. Zinc, huh? I haven't thought about zinc. Is it easy to work with zinc? I actually don't know that. Like about machining and specifically zinc related stuff. I actually don't know much about zinc in general. Other than the fact that it's a important element to have in your body for nutritional purposes. That aside, I don't really know much about it. Zinc is really soft and machines well. I see. I never fully understood why Keycults are so much. Specifically, like in the aftermarket, is because people consider them to be of high quality and held to a high quality standard specifically. Like, you know, they conduct sales and the boards come in and, you know, they are pretty high quality. Because, you know, the people who run the business are good at, you know, ensuring that the quality is up to a certain standard. So that's a big chunk of it. And in the aftermarket, well, I mean, because there are buyers who buy at high prices, and also because of that high quality standard. Yeah. And of course, you can state other reasons too, like, you know, another reason that you could say is like, well, because it's been promoted by some of the biggest, you know, personalities, influencers in this community, you know, like certain streamers might be sponsored by them, and of course they promote products very well, and so exposure is also going to help a lot. But I mean, there's always a slew of reasons, right? You don't build a brand out of nothing, you know? Like Mr. Lightning keyboard. Congrats on getting sponsored. Excuse me? I wish. I've asked, actually. I was kindly told no, which is fine. All customs are comparatively rare. True. To some degree, yes. To some degree, that is true. They're no more rare than something like a TX. Actually, I'm not sure about that, but I guess some models, yeah. Like, I feel like the 1800s right now is pretty hard to find because people use them a lot. It's a very utility friendly board. It's a very high utility kind of board for, you know, work purposes. So you don't see them floating around often, but there's quite a few of them out there. And then there's like 2 different versions too, so. But that applies to, you know, more modern, you know, not modern, but like more recent custom keyboards. So. But okay, are we talking about, okay, well, while people are being economists in chat. What's up, Speed Tray? My NK87 entry edition just got here. Whoa, nice. How is it? How do you like it, actually? This is very unnecessary, but whatever. I'll just put it in anyway. It fits. Fits fine. What's this? Demand far exceeds supply, that drives the price. True. I get peeved by people using rare as a blanket statement for stuff being expensive. The thing is, blanket statements in general are not great. You get peeved easily, also true. There's a lot of things that peeve Pudsey, that is true. Pudsey has a lot of things to say about a lot of just a lot of things going on. This is true. This is true. those. I think these little pegs are getting in the way now, which is unfortunate. Or I can shape them into place here. No, they're getting squished right now. I think I might just remove them. They were pretty useless anyway. They're pretty useless at this step of the board building process, so I think I might just remove one of them. All right, goodbye. Goodbye, little pig here. Now this one will come off. Hold up. There we go. I like my KBs, like my steaks, rare. I don't care, to be honest. I could give two shits about rarity. It's a cool bragging right, but it's nothing more than that. So, oh, there we go. Nice. Let's see. Yo, Gerald Juby, hello. What's up, buddy? The people don't remember truly angry Pudsey. I don't think anybody cares. Staebies or Owlap stabs? Good question. I don't know. I actually do have some Owlap stabs here that I got as a review unit that I need to try. I'll be using them soon. I have not tried them yet. So hopefully they're better than the first Owlap stabs, because the first Owlap stabs, the reason I didn't like them was that the clip for the wire was really tight. I really didn't like that. It was very difficult to put the wire in onto the housing part. So recently discovered the McDonald's keyboard. Oh yeah, that one's pretty cool, but it was a very small run. So basically a private run, you could say. A few public units. Agreed. Hurt my fingies. Yeah, no, it was bad. Also, hi Barry, how are you? How are you doing? And Happy New Year to you too, Gerald Juvie. $30 boards? Oh, I see. That's what it was. I see. I mean, it's nice and it's a cool, funny theme, but TBH, you know, it's just another keyboard. There's always more. Always more. All right. No, that's not Mech 65. This is a unicorn. This is the VKG McLovin. It's a McLovin GSK unicorn. All right. So what do we want on this bad boy? Those screws should have been black? I mean, you don't even see the screws from the top, so does it matter? Wob? I think the vote is pretty unanimous. What do you think of the Staebies? I mean, so far so good. Palm ink black, not a bad choice, to be honest. Dark is also a good choice. Alright, let's just do Wob. Why not? Haven't done Wob in a while, have I? Alright. So I have some katakana. I have some OG Wob, Zhuyin, some re-legendables, but they're not the right numbers or whatever, so meh. I do not have Wob Hangul anymore because I traded it. I've just realized that COVID has been going on for 2 years. Welcome to 2022, Soran. Welcome to 2022. Keycaps, Wob, or also Wob? Zhuyin Wob? Okay, Zhuyin Wob it is then. Zhuyin Wob. You know, I'm kind of feeling like, do I have a, is this the icon mod kit? Yeah, I think this is the icon mod kit, right? Let's try the icon mod kit. Imagine not having Wob Hangul? Dude, I think the trade was worth it. I traded it for the Arabic GMK set. Totally worth in my opinion. Oh wait, 6.25. Not Arabic green, Arabic the originative one. Yeah, also, I mean, Hangul is gonna run again anyway, so I figured it's fine. I can wait. I can wait till I have Wob Hangul again in like 2 years. But you know, NBD. It's only 2 years. Couldn't go any worse, right? Couldn't go wrong. Nothing could go wrong. 2 years. No possible delays. Oh wait. Oh yeah, they said I'll do icon mods today. Do you know Switch and Click? Yeah, I do know Switch and Click. You mean the pair who does also keyboard content? Yeah, I do know them. What about them? They do nice content. Specifically more oriented towards people who might be new to the community. They do nice guides. The Poor Cutlet, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate it. I only buy keyboards produced in skiffs. I see. How would you know if it's produced in a skiff if it never leaves the skiff? Hanguk Saram trading away Wob sub legends? Dude, let's be honest. I gave up my Korean nationality and I don't regret a single bit of it. Imagine going to the military for 2 years. Imagine wasting 2 years of your life. Not me. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's not my thing. Yeah, F to all my brothers who I know have gone, and you know, it sucks, but it is what it is. This board is gonna definitely sound like stock switches. I can already tell. There's that little bit of a stockness that comes off when you're pressing a single key. Almost like a rattly sound. Can I interest you in a Rekia? Yeah. Alright, so were these the fixed ones? Yeah, I think these were the fixed ones. Alright, we got some of that R5 going here. R5, R5, R5. Hold up, where's the other stuff? Oh, here it is. Super. Oh, did I have some other stuff here? Alright, oh, that's good. Can you please show how different R5 is from the side? Yeah, I'll show it in a bit. I can just compare with the Unicorn, which I think currently has what they plan this? Oh, that has DCS, but maybe I can use a different board for that. Yeah, I'll compare it just a bit. Oh, push. I need an up arrow here. Forgot that these don't have it. I'll just grab one from the OG one here. Never quite understood the appeal and use of R5. Well, it's mostly aesthetic. First of all, it's aesthetic. I mean, that's the primary purpose, really. The aesthetic. It's the fact that it follows the same sculpt of Cherry Profile. That's what it is. Can I fill out the sticker form now? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Oh my god, okay. Finding this is a bit of a hassle, but... Alright guys, let me know if you see the up arrow. I see the left, right. I think some people just like it. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Some people just like it. Like myself. What the? Does this not have an up arrow? Oh, here it is. Found it. Are Black switches linear? Yes, they are linear. They are indeed linear switches. Okay. I have concluded that I am far too lazy to grab more keycaps, so we'll just use artisans to fill up the rest. All right, it is time. Some black and white stuff. I'll grab some stuff here. It's not black, but it's, I mean, it is black technically. You have this. This is kind of black. This is kind of black. This. 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 And these guys are kind of black. This is kind of, yeah, it has a reddish tone to it. Well, it works though. And I guess this too, but it's kind of more grayish. Any goth caps? No, I don't have any goth caps right now. Shepherd? Okay, Shepherd. We have a lot of slots, so we can go with different caps here. Shepherd here. The skull is nice. We can do the skull at some point. No face for the escape. Okay, fine. No escape for the escape. I hope this doesn't break. It's kind of a tight fit here. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Pray for the stem, everyone. Okay. I think it went in. Okay. Good. Weeper. Weeper. Weeper? Oh, Weeper. This is the Weeper, right? Good luck getting it off. Alright, we'll be fine. Popsy. Which of the two? They're both pretty nice. And, oh, I think someone said Joyzabel. Let's do Joyzabel over... No, Joyzabel over here. Weeper. Kind of Weeper's kind of tall. But do you get in the new PVT Keycast 21 KB? I did not. Have you built the 165 and other plate materials yet? No, not yet. Not yet. I will be building my own with I'll do this one. I think I like this one a little more for this particular case. All right. There it is. But yes, I'll be building the other 165 with the PE plate. Yeah. What company is Weeper from? It's made by an artist named Sludge Kid. Sludge Kid with double D. Okay, this is actually not put on. Oh, so it didn't go on. Alright, do I need to do the hot water treatment on this? Because it's a little, I'll be right back. You guys get a chair stream for a second. Or actually, no. You don't get a chair stream. You get JD. All right, we are back. All right, so I put it on. It's fine now. All right, let's get to typing, shall we? All right, personal build? No, not a personal build. Not a personal build. Oh, this desk mat's a little dirty already. Oh well. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see if this works. You should have some glow in the dark features. Take a look. Pretty cool. Alright. Let's get to it. So we have prototype Black switches. These are completely stock, so don't be surprised if they sound like stock switches. And we have a full aluminum plate on this Keycult 165 revision 1, revision 2. So yeah, let's try this out. Poppy Penguin, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you. That Weepers from the DMK Ghost fulfillment sale? Yeah, it is. It is, it is. Alright, here we go. Whoa, it's like really quiet? Why is it so quiet? It's super quiet. It's like extremely quiet. Why is it so quiet though? Let me try this again. It sounds kind of weird in an interesting way. It's kind of weird, but let me try this again. All right. Poor switches are parsed. Yeah, so my first impression right away is that they're quiet. Yeah, so the deep bottom out sound is mostly because I think the switches are also pretty quiet, which is kind of interesting. Another thing that I do notice from the switches right off the bat is someone said it, I think, in chat. It's not even scratched, they sound loose. Yeah, so they sound like they haven't been opened, because I actually put any switch that I did open, I put it on the side. So these are completely unopened switches, but they kind of feel like they need some switch films, right? But that said, they do sound like a stock switch. But I can't imagine these being lubed in this particular build. They'll be so quiet, it'll be like a silent switch build, in my opinion. But that's it. Not even open. Who is the menu? I think Texi, probably. But oiling the spring could help a lot. That's for sure. I think oiling the spring would probably help. I don't know if they do come pre-oiled. I actually didn't check. I have it here. I mean, I don't think these have oil though. Yeah, no, these are completely dry. So it could be that this long spring here, this is the spring that's in the Black switch. It could be that this is too long and just completely stock dry, so maybe it's causing a little bit of that sound. I don't know. Not sure. But yeah, I think lubing these switches could be a pretty good improvement here. And specifically, the springs could help a lot, and a switch film. I would try it at least. That reminds me though, now that we are actually talking about switches, and specific about switch films, I do want to check, because we're here. Let's first do the mods, and then we'll check how the top housing is as far as wobble goes. We'll get to see firsthand. Dev, the spring on Husky sound like this too. Okay, so that could be it then. That sounds reasonable, but we'll see. Okay, so here are the mods first, and the rest of the keys. I have to say, Staebies are pretty nice though. No rattle from the stabs. So I'm pretty happy with the stabs. I do like the spacebar even stock. So the spacebar does sound pretty nice. Yeah, it's like, you kind of hear that twinging sound, right? You guys hear that twinging sound when the switch returns, especially? I think it might be the spring. It's either the spring or the housing. So I'm not sure. Backspace also sounds pretty good, in my opinion. I definitely think that oiling the springs would help a lot, but we'll see. So definitely, yeah, something about the switch being stock could be the housing or the spring. I'm not sure, so let's find out. Crunchy almost. Yeah, let's see. But I mean, again, I expected the switch to not sound great because I don't like stock switches as it is. But we'll see if it's housing wobble or not. I kind of wish Mr. Theremin Goat was actually here because he would find this more interesting than I would. Okay. Okay. So there is a little bit of wiggle, but it's not. This is not that bad. This is not that bad. No, there's not that much wiggle here. When I look at wiggle here for unfilmed switches, it's pretty substantial. No, that's not omega wobbly at all. That is not omega wobbly at all. Look at a Cherry-MX black switch unfilmed, like without films. This is nothing compared to that. Absolutely nothing compared to the housing here. This housing is not moving at all, really. Like a film switch is basically about this tight. This is pretty tight as far as how its top housing is concerned. Sorry about the focus. Okay, hold up. There. And let me. Okay. What kind of spring does it have? It has one of those symmetric 63.5 gram springs, I think, the long ones. But yeah, this is not wobbly, in my opinion. Like, the stem moving around, that's normal stem play, in my opinion. That's pretty normal for stems. Like, stems always have a little bit of room because otherwise they would glide on the walls and that would cause a lot of friction. But overall, the housing itself, the top housing, is not really moving that much. Yeah, it could benefit from films, like maybe Desky's films would help a lot. But I have to say, for a stock switch, this is still pretty good. Like, I think a Gateron switch is basically this much. Like one of the tighter Gateron switches. Some of them, like inks, are kind of loose, but like on some of the Gateron switches, this is pretty, like it's less tight than this, I think. Yeah, so that's not bad without a film. So it may be that the sound comes from how do they feel? Oh, as far as smoothness goes, they're very smooth stock. I'm pretty satisfied with how smooth they are. I'm actually not even concerned about the smoothness as much. I'm wondering how they would sound if they were lubed, though. I'm wondering if there's any kind of obstruction with the housing here. No, housings are fine. They don't obstruct in the middle. Sorry, I thought it was maybe obstructing here, but it seems okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking lubing the springs would help a lot. lubing the switch a little bit, maybe touching on the leaf could help a little bit too, as people might be mentioning. But overall, like, smoothness, pretty good. Wobble, I don't think it's much. I honestly think that you could go without switch films, but it's possible that once you open up the switch, I think once you open up the switch, the housing might loosen up a bit, and so then you might have to use films to compensate for the fact that you opened it up right now, because they're unopened, so they might be tight already because they come in, you know, this is exactly how they came in. So yeah, for what it's worth, I think smoothness wise they're pretty good, but I would say for once these are tuned, they might sound a lot better. Which actually, I do have a switch here, so let's try it out right now. But there's no real comparison here because I don't have a separate board to do this with. Let's see. Let's give it a quick lubing here. Let's give it a quick touch of lube on the spring, both sides. Then on the stem, just desolder. It's a lot of work. And then lube the rest of the switch here. I mean, just the stem. So it's a minor application. Okay. So let's see. So this is stock on the right, and this is lubed on the left. Yeah. All right. So but I mean, right? So I mean, that's the obvious difference, right? I definitely do think lubing the spring might be important for this particular switch because it's so long. Maybe the compression is really not helping it. Might be like slightly moving in the housing as it's going back to its equilibrium position. So that could be it. But as far as wobble is concerned, yeah, okay. These could benefit from some films. Like, I think these would definitely benefit from films because, come on. So, like, you can sort of, it's hard to say, but like it's really this housing part, like the distance between this housing part definitely seems a little bit wobbly there. So I think having a switch film after you open it would be a good thing. So I would film this. I would film this switch for sure. I would just use regular switch films like TX films, Desk Keys films would probably work fine. either or. And then I would oil the springs with like 105 or VPF 1514 or Victorinox oil or whatever. Like any kind of oil would help the springs a lot. But yeah, water is wet. Yeah, loop sounds better. Water is wet, so it's a good analogy. But I mean, yeah, I think the housings are not like super tight, so would lube and film, like both. I've been kind of impressed at some switches how they are super tight even after you open them up. Whether you use like, you know, like I use like these Key Boss openers. Some people use tweezers or other things, or other openers. Some switches are like super tight even after you open them, so that's pretty impressive. Do you have any hot swap handy to test the difference? I actually have to go very soon, so I actually I'm kind of running out of time. So I'm probably gonna wrap it up for this for now, and then I can always come back to it on the next stream. So, but yeah, I think for the verdict for now is like stock sounds okay, but it definitely needs help. You know, definitely would want to oil the spring. Definitely would want to film the switch. Are some of the like verdicts as far as stock is concerned. All right. Custom Viper all is sick. Thank you. All right, what I miss? Sorry about that. Oh god. Oh shoot. Why did this close up? Damn it. Okay, gotta catch up with chat really quick. You can hear how dry the switches are though. Yeah. Is it the leaf or do they have their own stuffs now? As long as they don't feel like silent switches. Okay, they don't feel like silent switches, Poppy Penguin. They certainly they do not feel like silent switches. Just saying. Texties all over the place. The diamonds Alex Oto's had didn't do well with films. Oh, so he had some switches named the diamonds that even when filmed did not help. That's kind of interesting. So they must have been super loose. Interesting. Recommendations for lighter springs. I personally recommend TX springs. Personally, I like TX springs the best these days. I use them a lot. Most of my builds pretty much. How'd the build go? Build went well. I mean, so far so good. I mean, it's as expected. Some people think films fix stem wobble instead of housing wobble. Stem wobble should really not be as huge of a concern because it's going to exist no matter what, otherwise your switch would bind. And that's not good. Yeah. Let's see. Every MX switch needs lubing, no exceptions. I actually will disagree with that. Why? Because Gateron Cap V2 switches exist. I personally think Gateron Cap V2 switches come with enough lube that you don't even need to lube them. Because I have a 2.0 ADD with Gateron Cap V2 yellows, milky yellows, and Gateron Cap V2 browns on the Moon TKL V1, and they both sound pretty good for what it's worth for stock. I was okay with them. Cam V2s are 3-pin? No, I think they're 5-pin, no? Pretty sure they're 5-pin. Wait, are they 3-pin? Shoot, I don't remember. Let's see, Cam V2. Let's see. No, they're 5-pin. They're 5-pin. They are 5-pin. Yeah, Gateron Cap V2 milky brown or milky yellow, they're 5-pin. I like the sound of them stock though. They sound pretty much lubed. So yeah. Diamonds have PE tops, I see. case 9s or case 3s are 3-pin. Oh yeah. Gateron Cap V1s were overflowing. No, V2s are better, I think. I think the recent Gateron stuff Gateron has stepped it up a lot as of late, so yeah. Alright friends, so let's show it off a little bit. So here we have our build for today. Nice Black Zhuyin on this board. And for the person who was asking about R5, this is the appeal of R5, is that R5 it follows the cherry profile all the way till the end instead of stepping it down a little bit here. So it's the aesthetic of R5 that people want, is that it goes all the way down and curves back up as the cherry sculpting goes. So that's why people like R5. My hands are a little greasy probably, so that's why it's a little fingerprinty right now. But that's the back of the board. But yeah. Alright, so this is the back of the board. Oh my god, my hands are dirty. I need to wash my hands. Yeah, clean this off. But yeah, like if you compare this to DCS, which is similar to cherry profile, like R4 and R4, you can see how it steps down on the, you see the shift and then the control key. That's why it like steps down. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 will step down like that. Like we'll do a 2-step. And R5 will actually continue the curve of the profile for R5 here. So yeah. Are you liking the etymonics? I'm actually liking them a lot. Well, I think I found them comfortable for myself, but some people might find them kind of like goes too deep into the ear canal. I think some people will say that a lot. So yeah. Might be just this build, that this build sounds kind of quieter than usual. It definitely doesn't sound like a silent switch build though, whoever was mentioning that. It's not like a silent switch build where it actually sounds very, very quiet. It definitely is on the quieter side. It's like a muted, slightly more muted sound compared to the other builds I've done. And especially it's because long pull stem switches nowadays are super loud too, so maybe comparatively I'm being a little biased. Not sure. We need more DCS love in the community. I mean, it certainly is catching up, Rob. There's a lot of DCS coming up, I feel. I feel like DCS queue is gonna fill up very fast. DCS, yeah. Creature Elite, you're awesome, Lightning. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, y'all have any questions for me? So these are the 2 boards we've built in the past 2 streams. Today and last time. I actually still need to record and take pictures of this bad boy over here. May end up flip-flopping back to SP. Yeah, well, SP also tends to get the delays. The delays from SP tend to go up very easily because they're a small business, a relatively small business, and also like they just kind of, the way they manage their own queue is kind of different. So I don't know, we'll see about that. We'll see how they scale up accordingly. Thoughts on the new recent Keys moves? I mean, they're definitely growing quickly. You know, AIO3 joining the team, definitely gonna see a lot more designs for keyboards, like more than the Brutalist series, and more than the, you know, SAT75 and the Icky 68, which came in through the collaboration with the Wuchoi Studio. So like we'll see a lot of boards coming into Canon Keys. And then I also suspect they also are doing a lot of collabs with other things, right? Like keycap sets. You've been seeing a lot of keycap sets from Canon Keys, like a nice PBT Noel kind of stuff is pretty neat. I mean they're taking essentially the same path, the same kind of direction that Novel Keys took with PBT Taro, so it's pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at who's streaming right now. Let's raid someone new. There's a person named Nuclear Keeps doing a Frog TKL build stream. Let's go raid them in a bit. I don't see anybody else anyway. Oh, I see Disastertron too. We've raided them before though, so let's go raid someone new. But anyway. Interest in Bakeneko. Oh, yes. So I will be building a Bakeneko 65 soon. So you'll get to see that on the stream, actually. This isn't streaming keeps? Yeah, that's true. Anyway, friends, feel free to follow me on my socials. As usual, I normally post galleries of photos on my website and also on my Instagram profile normally and on Reddit occasionally, like on our custom keyboards. I also, you know, have a Discord server that you can join. Feel free to join if you would like to. I normally ping there for any streams and any, you know, sponsor updates, things like that. Like for vendors that sponsor this channel. And I don't really tweet much. I mostly just reply on Twitter. And I lurk a lot on Twitter, but I don't really tweet much. Not in the Twitter world just yet. I can't get used to it yet. It's been like 10 years and I still can't get used to Twitter, so yeah. But yeah, anyhow, thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. Next time I think I will be building a Mary C65 65. So I'll catch you on that one. And then I should be building some other boards. I think I have an LZ phase coming up. Of course, the Bakeneko 65 coming up. There might be a few other things, a personal build at some point. There might be some Toper later on. I said there was an XRF at some point in the future, and so on. What do you mean 10 years? As in like 10 years of trying to use Twitter but not being able to, but you being too boomer for Twitter. Or actually it's just I don't know, it's like, what do you put, like your thinking process on Twitter? It's like random things occur to you. I just can't do it. Alright, let's raid Nuclear Keeps. Let's say Miyagu raid Nuclear. Can you no wait. Can you tell us let's see. I don't know what raid message should I say. Guys, give me a good raid message here. I'm struggling. Not Twitter has been out for 10 years. I've been trying to use Twitter. Oh my goodness. Forget it, buddy. Do you eat a sandwich again? Alright, we'll just go and raid, okay? We'll just say lightning raid. Hope you have a great weekend. Alright, friends. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I gotta go do some other stuff. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one pretty soon. Bye-bye.